All righty, we ready to roll? Super excited to get first win of the year. Give a lot of credit to Coach Richland and NDSU. They played their tails off. Obviously, down the stretch, made some great calls to kind of get back and get that lead. But super proud of our guys when obviously we looked a little frantic at times. They out-physicaled us at times, but we found a way to win at the end. And that's what early season's about, when you don't know a whole lot about your team yet. To be able to rally, find a way to win against a really gritty and good team and well-coached team will do a lot for us moving forward.
Kind of on that note, Coach, what would you say you learned most about this team tonight?
Well, I just, I'm not a guy that loves next play all night long, because if you say next play for 40 minutes, you're going to end up getting beat. What this group did was they quickly put it behind us, put it behind them, and found a way. We needed one score and one stop. JoJo made a heck of a finish. We were trying to go to pick and roll both on the side and in the middle to expose the way they were defending it. And we panicked a little bit. They went 1-3-1. We play against 1-3-1 every day. We play 1-3-1. And but they let the panic go and found a way. JoJo made a heck of an individual play. And then we got to stop. I don't know what happened on the last. I thought they deflected it and we had the ball, but came out of that last timeout, and I thought we really locked in on that last possession. But we're resilient. We're a resilient group. We know that we need to become more disciplined and get tougher. But the good thing is it didn't cost us a win to learn those lessons.
JoJo, first points of the season tonight. You get the go-ahead one there towards the end. As a guy who's been around this program for years, just kind of what's that mean to you?
It means everything to me. Just because I know how hard this group worked during the off season, and I know we didn't play perfect tonight, but like Coach said, we did enough to win, and I'm gonna be happy, and we're all gonna be happy that we won't look back on this game like we dropped it. So I'm really just proud of everyone, the guys, the whole coaching staff for being locked in for 40 minutes, even though we had our ups and downs. But yeah, just super excited to get back in the gym and keep working as a group.
And Yaak, your first game as a Beaver, just kind of how was it? How was it, Gil? Were you surprised by how hot it gets in there?
No surprise. We've practiced in there a few times now, but it was awesome. Fans were rocking towards the end of it. It was a great environment. Obviously we didn't play perfect basketball like JoJo said, but we can work on it. The coaches believe in us, and we believe in each other. It's a really connected group. We've hopped on that most of the off season, so we'll come back for the next practice ready to go.
Yaak, have you always been such a smooth shooter from the free throw line?
Took a lot of work.
He's got good touch. He's got really good touch. He can shoot it out to three too. You'll see that as the year goes on. Really good touch. And that's a big reason why he was a presence for us defensively, and thinking they had to play the foul game. He shot great from the free throw line, like you said. You look at our defensive numbers. The end of the half, they got some leak out dunks. We got backdoored a couple of times. Second half, they got some putbacks. Those are pretty good defensive numbers. We hold them under 40%, under 20% from three. We got to shore up some rebounding and ball control, but a lot of good things defensively. We challenged our guys at halftime, and I thought up for a couple of spurts the second half. When we weren't turning it over, we were defending pretty well.
Seemed like they matched you down low, and they were really physical.
Really physical.
Think you'll face that again this year?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I was a little bit animated in the first half with some things. A couple of our guys were frustrated where we were getting called for some travels, but we had to just kind of overcome that and the physicality. And Coach Stewart in the scouting report says they low wedge you and push you in the back on rebounds. You've got to hold your ground and go get it. And they out-rebounded us. I'm not sure they got it over the back, but they're a physical team. He coaches that way, and it's a good lesson for us because that's how we need to be.
How do you think you'll take what happened on the perimeter end, defensive-wise? It seemed like they got around you guys a lot and got baseline, and in that second half, you seemed to get it together and push them out.
Yeah, so obviously keeping the ball in front, but it wasn't like they were just catching it. They run some good false motion to try to get. We overhedged too much from our bigs. They threw back, hit a couple of threes. now it gets you scrambling a little bit, and they go one more in our closeouts. We have to become more on balance on our closeouts to keep them from penetrating. But we got more physical in the second half, keeping in front and using our chest and becoming the hammer and not the nail. A few times they got in there and initiated and scored. Our guys stood their ground and got better as the game went on. But for some offensive rebound, kick out threes, and I'm disappointed a couple of our end line defensive zone possessions, they got threes, one in each half. We got to shore those things up. But our guys are fighters. It's not easy. We got 9 or 10 new guys. We've really been only going at it with all 13 guys since the middle of September against a really good team, well-coached team. We'll watch the film and be disappointed, but to have a gritty home win in that scenario is going to be good for us. And we'll go back to work, make sure we're better in some of those other areas against a new opponent on Friday night.
On another note, too, during the exhibition game, you mentioned that you wanted some stronger team communication as players and as a team. How do you feel like that improved this game? What does that look like for y'all?
To handle that.
I think we had good bench energy in the second half. I think that's something that we lacked in the first half. I think that kept guys going. Makes it easy on the guys on the court. They don't have to say as many words because the bench is echoing calls, echoing, what the coach is saying. So I think that's something that we got to continue to grow on. Not just with the coaches, but with the players. I think that's the most important part.
We talk about depth. I think that we have the potential to have really good depth, but that only shows itself if the depth produces. And I don't think we had it. And there's some nerves. First time game, Ed Gill, first counter. I think we'll get through that. But Isaiah was the one guy off the bench I thought gave us a boost in both halves, and the rest of those guys will bounce back. I know Kez was a little nervous first time in, Gill, some of the others, but Olavi. But we got good kids that work their tails off, that love playing, for each other. And I know as we continue to build this one day at a time, I've said this in some of our deals, this is going to be really fun for our fans to see this team grow and develop over the course of the season.
And with all these new guys, is it going to take a few games for you to kind of get a rotation?
Well, I talked to Mike Montgomery at shoot around, and it could take a month these days. Because, when you get the turnover that we've had, the amount of new guys, it takes time. It takes time to develop, understand who you have and what you're about, and then, your starters and your rotations. I think this is a team, we can play a lot of guys. But in order to do that, we've got to make sure everybody's contributing the way we need to. Appreciate it. Go Beavs.
Yes, sir. Go Beavs. Thank you.